Welcome to Be Adventures. I'm Bryce.
I'm Elise.
And today we are going to talk about why we had to buy Genie Plus on our recent trip to Disney World.
Yeah, so we had not been to Disney World in about 10 years. We went in 2012 and we just went in November of 2022.
So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get right to this video.
And so we're really excited about our trip. We watched a lot of, vloggers and things like that to kind of get a feel of, what to expect. We know things would have been different.
And this is what we were met with. A lot of crowds. We don't know if the locals are just more used to this, and we are crazy for thinking that this was busy. But we haven't been there in forever, and we went in November, the same week we normally go. It's always quiet.
Yeah, usually there's not a lot of people there. That's usually why we go.
And so we were very surprised, and we don't want you guys to go and be as surprised as we were, because it really put a damper on our first day. Luckily, we stayed at the hotels, and we got an extra hour, so we got to ride some rides.
And that was really helpful.
That really helped. So we felt like...
It also, I will say, there was the Food and Wine Festival there too, so
Totally.
there was a festival happening.
Totally.
But there was a lot of people, and actually we talked to a lot of the staff, and they also had mentioned, it's been kind of crazy. So.
Yeah, this is downtown Disney, the Disney store in downtown Disney, so it was crazy too. This is walking through downtown Disney. So, yeah, just be prepared.
Springs.
We wanted you guys to have a little bit of, more preparation than we felt. We watched a lot of vloggers, and nobody talked about it. So, we felt like we were just going to deal with this and wait in the lines. But...
after one day in Epcot, we tried to go through the lines, and we couldn't do it. So us as a family were like, you know what, let's just do Genie Plus, because we weren't planning on it, but we really felt like we had to do it.
Yep. So
we thought we'd go through the pros and cons that we feel of Genie Plus. You do get in more rides. It varies from park to park, and you don't have to wait in as long of lines, which is really nice. And also, it's worth it if you have those can't miss rides. We hadn't been in a long time, so we feel like we really had to get in some of those.
You have to get some of those rides because, you just feel like you're not at Disney if you don't get Space Mountain or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not too expensive. Again, it varies on the day. Sometimes it's up to $30, sometimes it was $17. So, really does vary.
So the cons are you got to pay extra. That's one of the biggest things.
It adds up really quickly. I mean, I think we paid $18 per person per day. And it did change another day, so it was more expensive while we were there.
Yeah, and it can be stressful because your time is now planned by the Genie Plus.
And you have to get on your phone all the time. I don't like being on my phone, and I had to get on there so I could get the next ride. Yeah. And we could only get 3 to 4
we didn't
passes
get very many rides, yeah.
And I did overhear other people feeling the same way of I only got 3 to 4 that I could actually go through. And this also does make all the other lines longer. They yes, we had Fast Pass previously, but there's only certain rides that had Fast Passes. But now almost every single ride has Genie Plus. And so I wanted to show it on here. I actually recorded this in January, which is typically a slow time, just to kind of show you some of the wait times. Because, even smaller rides that were walk-ons now have a wait because they have Genie Plus.
Yeah, so we waited 40 minutes for...
Living with the Land.
Yeah.
We waited 50 minutes for Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
And it was well, I want to go on this ride. When else am I going to have time?
Yeah.
And Hollywood Tower of Terror never came under 100 minutes. Neither did Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah, because they're letting in, and we don't know the exact percentage, but man, it feels like 90% Genie Plus.
That's what it feels like.
And 10%. I would hope that it's closer to 60-40 or 50-50, but I don't think it is.
It's not.
And
100% no.
Yeah, we just were really surprised. It felt like with the that's the biggest thing with the Fast Pass that was better, was that it wasn't on every ride.
Yeah, even Spaceship Earth was an hour wait for most of the day. It was wild. So anyways, kind of moving on, if you are interested in Genie Plus, this is how you can just kind of look up some basic information about what it is, how does it work. We'll also go through that in this video. This is just on the Disney World website, so you can look up information. Just a heads up, you cannot pre-book your Genie Plus. And also, Genie Plus does sell out too.
Yep.
So,
So you need to get it first thing in the morning, and
yeah.
you can't pre-budget for it either because it's a different price every day.
Yeah, like
And so
one of our days was different than the day before.
yep, and so you just just kind of little bummers about it, but we wanted you guys to know these things because we kind of got blindsided by all this. Nobody really talked about this. So.
Yeah, and like I think we averaged about $18, but I think they actually maxed out about $29 or $30 during the holidays per person per day. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in getting it, this is just on the Disney app. And this is just kind of in your like homepage on the very last tab. You can go to My Disney Genie Day. And this is where you can put right there, you can actually say get started now, and then this will pop up, and then you'll go through all the things. I wasn't there, I didn't have a pass, so it wouldn't let me. But you would just go through there, you click on the people you want it for, and then you would pay for it. And then once you have it, then you would just go to the next tab over. And as you can see, I'm going to scroll through all of the different parks so that you can see which ones have Genie Plus lines. You can also look through that yourself. But I would go on there and see either which one was the closest time or which ones we absolutely had to have.
Yeah, so you can do this before. You could kind of plan how you were going to use Genie Plus before. And you could do it two ways. We did it where we wanted to do our most needed ride. So, like, we haven't been there in 10 years. We want to ride things like the new Mine Train or things like that.
But the Mine Train is actually a lightning lane, so it isn't included on Genie Plus.
It's not even included. Yeah, so we tried to do things like that, though. So things like Tower of Terror and such like that we got on Genie Plus. And then we only got 3 or 4 rides a day. Where if you did it where you just went with the shortest wait time in the park you were in, you could probably ride a lot more, but you may not get those big rides.
Because they sell out quicker.
They sell out. Yep.
Like, we couldn't get on Slinky Dog Dash or that. I think that was the main one we couldn't get.
And Slinky Dog was broken a lot of the day, too, so that was really a problem. It just felt like they said, oh, yeah, we're going to have reservations, so there's going to be less people, feel like, in the park. But it feels like they're just packing the park with reservations.
It's
really,
it's a lot of people.
Yeah, so to do this actually got us on some rides, and we got to ride the must-dos,
And it will show you which ones are lightning lanes. I think it's one... Honestly, I think it is one ride per park that's a lightning lane that you actually have to pay even more. But we just wait in line for those ones. Yeah. But if you see one and you're interested in it, all you do is you do book experience in that top right-hand corner right underneath, and then you click the people in your party. And then you'll have a confirmation of when that is. And then as soon as you get in line and you have checked in, then you can do your next booking. Or if, say, my next Genie Plus isn't until 5 p.m., but I booked it at 7 a.m., then they have you wait a certain amount of time. I think it's 3 hours in the morning, then like 2, then an hour. Yeah. I'm not sure the exact.
Yeah, I don't know the exact time, but this works. It'll go to your Magic Band or it'll go to your card that they give you. So you don't need a Magic Band, but it does go to that if you have one.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the only rides that aren't on Genie Plus that are Lightning Lane are Rise of Resistance in Hollywood Studios, the Mine Train in Magic Kingdom, Epcot. The Guardians ride is still a virtual queue as of right now, and then Animal Kingdom is the Avatar Flight of Passage. So, but all the other ones, I mean, there are a lot of rides on Genie Plus, which is a pro and a con.
It's a con for the line. It's a pro if you're willing to pay and get the shortest line possible.
But it really helped us really get on more rides. And
we had to do it to get on some of these rides. We wouldn't have done it.
And not have to wait in such long lines because they were really long.
We would have waited over 100 minutes for 4 or 5 of the rides that we got on.
Yeah, I would also say, utilize if you're staying in the hotels and stuff, utilize your after hours, your before hours.
110%.
Okay, another way to get Genie Plus, instead of on this page, you go to the little home page, which is on the very left-hand side, and you can go down here. It says all this Genie Plus services, and you can click on there, and that's another way that you can buy your Genie Plus pass.
And that brings you up to the same screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yep.
So
the
just
exact
like we showed
process.
You before. So yeah, we... overall, we appreciate that Genie Plus is a thing. We wish that there was something that was free because it feels like to have to pay to play more is just not something that I believe would have been in Walt's original plan. And it's just something that separates people. And if you're just able to enjoy Disney and able to afford to go to Disney first of all, then to have to pay extra to get on certain rides is really really rough. But we really appreciate the system. It works well when you pay for it. So that's really good. We just wish that it maybe wasn't on every ride. I think would be the biggest thing.
Yeah, it just made the lines just so long, and that was just a bummer, I think, for everyone.
Yeah.
So I mean, if if Disney's listening, that's our feedback.
Yeah, that would be our thing. Is let's put it on some of the bigger rides and limit it to those rides and do it very similar to a fast pass, but paid maybe. And if they're needing to make it paid.
But we still had a great vacation with our family. Still had a lot of good family time. And this did make it possible for all of us to get on the rides we really wanted to do together.
Yep.
So that was cool. So if you were kind of like us thinking, oh, I can go to Disney World without Genie Plus, it should be fine. This was just our experience, and maybe plan on it, because we didn't plan on it, and we were like, you know what? We really need to do this.
Yeah, we were kind of blindsided by it. So we just wanted to let you guys know, and thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. Don't forget to tickle the like button and hit the subscribe. And we will see you guys on the other side.
All right. See you later.